Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If this is your first time here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Hot Bella experience. In today's video, I am going to be finally creating a look using one of the quads from Pat McGrath Labs, and this is the Risque Rose quad. This was a part of Pat McGrath's holiday collection, and there was a total of 3 quads that was released as part of that holiday collection or that holiday release. I didn't get all 3, I only decided to get the one, and this is what this palette looks like. This palette is gorgeous. I chose this palette because out of all the other quads I have in my collection, as well as eyeshadow palettes, I didn't quite have anything that reminded me of this. In particular, this shade right here. This is a gorgeous shade. It's beautiful, and I am wearing this on my eyes today. This is a stunning quad. Super happy to add this to my collection. Today I'm also using the Pat McGrath Labs Complexion products, and I am happy to say that I am finally using the Pat McGrath foundation. Yay! So I finally got the Pat McGrath foundation, and it turned out beautifully. It's a gorgeous finish of foundation. It's so lovely. So if you guys would like to see how I created this look, then keep watching. My face has been cleansed, and normally I would use my Mario Badescu to tone my face, but I'm using a new product today. This is the ELEMIS Rehydrating Ginseng Toner. So I toned my face using this product. I then followed up with my SK2 Patera Facial Essence. I then used my Tatcha Water Cream. And for my primer today, I am using the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. So yeah, I think we're ready to get started with this look. I am going to use this shade right here, and this shade is called Life on Mars, and I'm going to use this as my brow bone highlight. It's now time for my transition shade, and I'm going to use this shade right here. This shade is called Rose Rebellion. I am doing a halo eye look today, so I'm going to use this shade right here. This shade is called Mink Noir, and I'm going to apply this to the inner corner and the outer corner of my eye. I also want to mention that I am using my MAC 242. I'm now going to use this shade right here. This shade is called Lavendering, not sure, but I'm going to use this shade right here. And I'm going to use this right here in the center of where I've started to create this halo eye look. This is beautiful. Simply beautiful. I'm now going back to my MAC 242 brush, and I'm going to do a little bit more blending here on the edges of where this Lavendering shade, which is the shimmer shade that I have in the center, and the Mink Noir, which is the darker shade that I have on my lid here. I need to blend these together a little bit more, so I'm going to use my MAC 242 just to do a little bit more blending. And I'm starting off by whatever product I have remaining on the brush. I'm not adding anything right now. If I need to add something or add more of the Mink Noir, I will, but I just want to see what I can do with what I have on the brush right now. And that's not bad without having to add anything additional. But this just goes to show how smoothly the Pat McGrath shadows blend out. I haven't added any additional shadow to my brush yet, but just with the shadow that's already on my lid, it blends so easily into the other shadows without being too dominant or not dominant enough. It's beautiful. Very pretty. I'm switching over to my Sigma E36 brush, And I am going to go back into Mink Noir once again, and I'm going to add a little bit more definition in the area where I've had to manipulate my natural crease line. So basically, I'm just gonna close this up, basically, is what I'm gonna do. Just like that, just at that upper, this little upper area here, bringing it all together. I like that. And I think I'm gonna go back into this Rose Rebellion here one more time, and I want to soften up this area right in here just a little bit more. I've added in the added dimension or definition that I like. I just want to shape it a little bit more. So yeah, I'm just going to take just a little bit of this, just a little bit on this brush, not very much at all, just a little bit, and I just want to help to shape this just a little bit more in this area. Very pretty. I'm going to add my liner and my lashes, and I'll be right back. My liner and my lashes are done. I've also done some color correcting. I used my Tatcha Pearl under my eye and my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer in the color SX14 around my mouth. And I'm moving on to concealer, and I am using the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. So I'm in the shade M20. This concealer is one of my favorites. I love this concealer. I need to add a little bit more around my mouth area, just a little bit. I don't have a contour from Pat McGrath Labs, so I am going to use my staple cream contour product. This is from Tarte. This is their clay foundation stick. This is in the shade Rich Honey. I'm also going to use the Skin Fetish Sublime Highlighter and Balm Duo from Pat McGrath Labs. You guys have heard me talk about this product before. I'm going to use the highlighter end of this product. And I'm just going to, take this right in this area right here. Just in that highest point of the cheekbones. Just putting it right in there, just like that. I'm going to take a little buffing brush here, and I'm just going to gently buff that in. So I've already got highlighter and some contour on, so I'm just going to marry it together. I also think for today I'm going to take a little bit down the bridge of my nose in this area here. I'm going to go ahead and hit my Cupid's bow. I'm going to put a little bit right there too. Take my buffing brush, small buffing brush, and just buff that in. And I'm going to use the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation from Pat McGrath Labs. I am so glad to have this. I picked it up at the most recent Sephora VIB sale. And you guys have heard me talk about this every time that I'm doing a full face or using a lot of the Pat McGrath Labs products that I have in my collection. I always say, I don't have the foundation yet. I've got the foundation, girl. So we are using this foundation today. I am in the shade Medium Deep 23. And I'm going to start off with one pump on my mixing palette here. And I think I did a pretty good shade match for this foundation. I did my shade match online. So it's hard to do a shade match online. I don't know, you guys may be good at it, but I'm not too great at that. Or I don't feel really comfortable in doing it. I'm always hoping for the best. So yeah, I did that with the purchase of this foundation, but I think it turned out really good. I think I'm pretty much spot on. I think one pump is going to be all I'm going to need. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous foundation. And I got this coverage by concealing first and using one pump of the foundation. Gorgeous. It is now time to set my face, and I am going to use the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I'm in the shade Medium, and I'm also going to use the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Setting Powder, and I'm in the shade Medium 3. Full face is set. I'm going to use a little bit of my MAC Fix Plus. I've used quite a bit of powder at this point, and I don't want this look to be powdery looking, so I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of the MAC Fix Plus. I'm going to use my Sephora Pro Face Palette, and I'm going to use this shade right here. This shade is Premier, and I'm going to use this as blush. So I'll just place a little bit here. I'm going back into the Sephora Pro Face Palette once again. I'm going to use this shade right here. This shade is called Jet Setter, and I am going to add a little bit more warmth into my face, do a little bronzing with this shade. And I'm using my Sonia G Pro Buffer. I really, really like this brush. I love the way it applies my bronzer. So just giving it just a little bit more warmth. So again, you could totally skip this step if you want to, but you know me, I'm a little what? Extra. So I'm going back and adding in a little bit more warmth. And you can still see a little bit of the luminosity or highlight from the Skin Fetish Highlighter Balm Duo. So that's really nice. This is the highlighter that came in the holiday collection from Pat McGrath Labs, and this is in the shade Champagne Gold. This highlighter is just as gorgeous as the packaging that it comes in. I'm going to use my favorite highlighting brush, and I am going to dust a little bit of this over the highest parts of my cheekbones. So pretty. It is now time to smoke out my waterline, and I'm going back into the shade right here. This shade is Mink Noir, and I am going to use this to add a little bit of smoke to my waterline. And while I am here, I think I'm going to go back into this shade right here. This shade is called Life on Mars. This is the shade that I used as my brow bone highlight. This is called Life on Mars, right? Yes, Life on Mars. This is the same shade that I used as my brow bone highlight. And I am going to pop a little bit of this right into my inner corner. It is now time for lips, and I do have some Pat McGrath lipsticks, but I did not have one that I felt like I wanted to pair with this eye look. So I'm going to use one of the NYX Liquid Suede lipsticks. This is in the shade Club Hopper. I wanted this to be a fall vampy look, and I think mission accomplished. And this look is done. The Risque Rose Luxe Quad from Pat McGrath Labs is a gorgeous quad. This quad is part of the Celestial Divinity holiday collection from Pat McGrath Labs. Of the 3 quads that were a part of this holiday collection, I decided to go with the Risque Rose, and I am so glad that I did. This quad is stunning. The shades Rose Rebellion, Lavendering, Mink Noir, Life on Mars are gorgeous, gorgeous shades. I am so glad that I added this quad to my collection. I hope you guys liked this video. And if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.